friends, and welcome to a beautiful day of racing at VIMC. Is what I would have said if this was the race and not the practice. But on Vancouver Island, as you've probably gathered by now, we like to practice in the dry and then race in the rain. So that was the practice day. This is the race day. Specifically, the last lap of qualifying. So after a decent warm-up session, I got out near the front of the pack. I've got Charlotte and then Ben ahead of me and Caden behind me, who gave me a well-timed bump right as we went across the line there. And that helped me pick up a tow from Ben, which could be perfect for setting a good time if I can just keep it clean and close up to him through this lap. Let's see. Bit of oversteer there, but he went out a bit wide too, so I'm still doing all right. And right on the edge through that one, but kept it pretty clean. Getting a good run down the straight here. And I was thinking about trying to tuck it in there, but just a little bit too far back. So I had to back off just a touch through the chicane here, but still pretty good lap so far. And a decent exit. We should be able to get just a touch more from the draft down the straight here. And there is the checkered. So that was actually quite a good time, good enough for second place to start the pre-final. That said, I had a bump and then a massive draft that whole lap and still finished half a second slower than Charlotte, who was in clear air the whole time. So I got some work to do. And that was not the best start. Charlotte and Kalis got a much better jump than I did, but the guys behind them didn't, so I was able to slot in behind. But then I got a bit complacent and figured I could just kind of follow her on the racing line, and Ben naturally took advantage of that. So, second to fourth in one corner, but we're still in it, it's okay. Okay, it's less okay. Second to sixth in two corners. They actually warned us about oil on the corkscrew before the race, but it felt fine on the formation lap, so I didn't really think much about it there. I think I must have just lightly bumped Ben at exactly the wrong moment when I caught the oil, and yeah, almost lost it. I really thought I was going into the dirt there. Anyway, now we've really got some work to do. Hopefully starting right now? No, I didn't have enough of a run to overcome the draft that he was still getting, and figured it would be a little bit too ambitious to send it there at this point, especially given how the race has gone so far. So let's be a little bit patient. We've got a decent run through there, and obviously still right in this train. Can't really see how far behind Ryan in the 94 is from the karts ahead. Give him a little bump there, he gives me a thumbs up, but we're still going to try and make up a little bit of ground here, and looks like that one is done. Hopefully we survive this. That's a little bit more how you want to take that. Came in a bit hot there, I guess, and it looks like it kind of threw me off when I was catching up to Caden in front pretty quickly. Still getting a bit of draft off them though, so as long as I can take this next one fairly well. And that was actually better than fairly well. I gained quite a bit through there. Maybe even enough to take a look at the end of this straight. Let's see how much of a run we get. Oh, pretty far back. No, we're going to go for it. And we're going wide. But it looks like... Whoa. Okay, it works. And a bit squirrely through the whole chicane, but a good launch out of that last corner. And we're getting a good run on, I think that's Ben ahead now. Better angle into this corner too. Actually, it looks like I took it a bit conservative. Maybe I was worried about catching him mid-corner. Because of that, not closing right up to him right away, but I think we're still going to get there pretty soon. I'm struggling all day following into the left-hander here, but that one was alright. So we might just catch him on the back straight and get to do another ambitious send here. Let's see. Although he gained a little bit through there. Yeah, this one will be even more ambitious if I decide to go for it. Probably too far back. But it looks like both Kalis and Charlotte are not too far ahead there. So if we can hook on to Ben and either push him or have him push us, might even be able to get back to or close to where we started this race. And it looks like we're going to go for option B. Now, since I was on that passing line, Kalis did get a better exit out of that corner than I did, so I'm just hanging on to his draft here, maybe a half second back. And he's also going to be picking up a draft from Charlotte where he is there. So I really got to put in a good lap or two here to try and close this gap. I think I tapped my helmet there, not realizing I'd opened up a bit of a gap behind. And there's still more of a gap ahead than I'd like too, but maybe if we can have a good chicane here. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Still close. If I can just, if I can wipe the water out of the inside of my visor. There we go. And now, if I can just hang on and not fall any further back, surely they're going to start fighting with each other pretty soon, and that might give me a chance. So close. Little bit of a slide there, but you can get away with being a bit over the edge when it's wet. You don't really lose too much scrubbing. And looks like I am just maintaining this gap. Another little correction there, but still, I don't think I'm gaining on them, but I'm not losing yet either. Okay, that time through the chicane wasn't quite as clean, so they are a little bit further ahead of me now than the previous lap. I've got a big gap behind though, so I should at least be okay for a third place here, assuming I can hold it together. And if they do start fighting, like I'm not that far back, so I think I still do have an opportunity here. And I'm pretty sure Kalis is going to try and send it at some point here in the last lap, if nothing else. So I just need to be close enough to pick up the pieces if something happens. Still maybe doing just enough for that. Oh, looks like Kalis went for it, so we'll see if he has any extra pace now that he's in front there. And looks like that compromised Charlotte a bit, so I'm a bit closer to her now than I was before. Maybe I can pick up a draft and finally close up here. We'll see. Man, she is quick down that straight though, so that pretty much evaporated, and she's right back on Kalis's tail now. Okay, that was definitely a good couple of corners. I am much closer now and certainly picking up a draft at this point. Just need to take this one well. Oh! Oh! That was not a good time for oversteer. Although not coincidental, I was pushing it a little bit more and a little bit more every lap on that corner, and I think started to get a bit excited about closing the gap with those two and pushed it just a little bit too much that time. And yeah, I got a little bit loose in the back end, and they just drove away down the straight after that. It's amazing how much it costs you when you have a slide like that. But still at least a couple laps left, and theoretically I've got the pace if I can just really nail some perfect ones here. Oh, okay, we got somebody to get by here. Oh, jeez! Oh, wow. That was close. Yeah, I had to massively lift there to avoid that collision, and I guess Charlotte and Kalis are kind of gone at this point, but there goes my gap behind, and I've got it's more of a small gap beside now to Caden, who you can see stick a bumper up ahead there. But we're going to hold on to the inside line through here, and yeah, some micro corrections, but not a big slide, and looks like he's wanting to work with us, so that's good. So maybe this will actually be a good thing now. Have some help with the two of us bump drafting. We might actually be able to close back up with these two. Stranger things have happened. Though I may be on my own again, and might be a little bit too much room to make up ahead now, unless they take each other out, which is, you know, certainly not 0% chance. But it's not going to happen this lap, and then we'll see the white flag. So of course the question now is, how am I going to end up off the track or backwards in the course of the next lap? Holy crap, I finished the race. Of course, I dropped a position, but still, third place finish, not too bad. And honestly, I'd rather start the final in third than in second, so bonus. Let's go. Now, I guess the goal for this starting on the inside row, is going to be don't lose 5 positions in the first half lap. It's a low bar, but I mean to mean it. I think that qualifies. Holy crap, I'm in first. I don't think this is likely to last, but let's make it last as long as we can. Tire's a bit cold, but if I can somewhat hold it together here, you see Charlotte just glanced back behind her. She's got incentive to work with me here, because if we can open up a gap to the rest of the field, then honestly she could probably pass me at her leisure at some point in the future and have an easy win. I imagine that's what she's thinking, and honestly I'd be happy if she was, because that works out fairly well for me as well, and obviously I'd hope to have something to say about that pass later on, but let's do the separating from the field part first. That was a pretty good chicane for me, but not enough to break the toe, so I imagine she's going to come flying up to me right about now. And hopefully go for the bump, not the pass. Yep, awesome. Makes it a little bit cautious into the corner there. And tough to see in the background there, and certainly was impossible to see during the race how far behind everybody else was. I was just, you know, head down and trying to put in laps. Wasn't planning to look defensive at all. I figured as long as she had a reason to work with me, she hopefully would. We got a VIMC in third. I'm not sure who that is, and then I think it's Kalis behind him. Oh, not anymore though. Just maybe having a look at Charlotte there too. Yes, agreed. Forwards. Sounds like I'm all over the rev limiter here, so she's just shoving me up the hill, but I will take that. And I mean, she's got a little bit of a gap behind. I think she probably feathered a little bit there not to slam into me on the corkscrew, but right back on me here. Kalis is sticking with us, though. I don't know if we're going to be able to shake him. Oh, and he's going for it. And he's got it. Thinking about going for me, too. Not right there, at least. Okay, now is he going to work with me to separate from Charlotte? No, he's going to immediately go for the pass. And she's going to try and follow him, but I managed to stick myself in between here. Which would not be a terrible place to be if I can just stick with the two of them, maybe have a chance at Kalis later on. Have thought about going for it into the left there, honestly, but decided that it would make more sense to bide my time. Although then as a result, Charlotte's going to have a look, but there's actually a red flag. So that's going to take us back a bit and probably put me back in second place at least. We'll see. No, it looks like I'm getting the wave through. Nice. Alright, so we got a single file restart here. My first time leading a start of any kind. So I believe I got to get to the acceleration cones and then I can put the hammer down. There they are, a little ways up there. So ready, and oh, there's the green flag. Okay, that was before I got to the cones, but we're fine, we're going. It's a good thing we weren't double file there, or the other row might have gotten a jump on me, but we're alright. Now, is Charlotte going to go for it in the first corner? I went a little bit defensive, but probably didn't need to. Held on to that okay. So I guess I get another shot at this leading thing. Let's see if we can hold on to it better this time. That was not better. Oh, and Kalis is gonna send it from downtown. That's not gonna happen. Oh, he is gonna push me all off my lines, though. Yeah, that was scruffy. And yeah, I look over to the side here and see he's already got a nose beside me. So that's great. So I gotta let him get by and then slot him behind him, but then friggin' the next couple of guys are getting his draft. So now I've lost not one, but two places there. And this is reminiscent of the previous race. I didn't lose 5, but I lost 4 spots in one lap. This is working out great for Charlotte up ahead, though. Anyway, that's done, so just one thing at a time. Whoa, and there's the first. I was gonna say, first I gotta close up to him, but I guess not if he's going to let me by. And I am getting a little bit of draft off of Kalis here, so... Again, this is very reminiscent of the previous race. The only difference is that Charlotte's more checked out this time, so he's probably not getting much draft, which will hopefully give me more of a chance to close up. Let's see. Sliding past apexes like that probably won't help them. But now I've got some fun laps for you. I'm going to let you experience it like I did. hope you've been on the edge of your seat too. I think we're just about to finally technically catch up. There it is, we touched his cart. So, job 1 done. Now, the hard part. So I am happy to work together for now, but I think Charlotte's about 4 or 5 seconds ahead of us. Bump draft is worth maybe a second a lap, at least in the dry. It's trickier in the wet though, but even so, how many laps have we got left in this race? Could be possible, I guess. I'm doing my part so far. Probably more important at this point is to stick to Kalis though, so that we can hopefully go for a move toward the end of the race here if we don't catch up. I mean, or if we do. I want all the places, ideally. Now it looks like about here is where the rear camera stabilization forgot how to stabilize. I've had no end of problems with these GoPros, but this is a new one. It's a, whoa, okay. And now it's gone completely insane and is panning into the shadow realm. Meanwhile, my position is losing some stability too. Is that too much of a stretch? Fortunately, that draft helps though. Oh, I guess the camera's in the barrier. It's done. But we're still in this, and we got a really good run on Kalis here. Still, we're gonna stick with him, give him the bump. I don't know if I was thinking at that point that it still might be possible to catch up. Charlotte's pretty far ahead there. Or if I was just thinking I'm better in this spot, bide my time, and then send it right near the end. I do definitely generally feel more comfortable being the chaser than the defender. Of course, it's taking just about all I've got to just stick with him, so it's going to be quite a trick to get by and stay by. He's doing a better job than me at getting on the throttle early for the exit onto the main straight here. However, there's the white flag, and that bit of a gap that he built might just work to my advantage. Look at that, we're almost entirely by before the corner, which means we don't have to pinch it too much and can complete the pass there. Now the trick is going to be to stay ahead. I really wish that the rear camera wasn't busy looking at nothing. I recall looking back here and deciding that he was far enough back that a send into this corner would be too ambitious, that I could pinch him to the inside if he tried to do that. So didn't go defensive there. I'm definitely going to go defensive here though. Just need to hold on to this one. Oh no, that is a bad time for a little slide. Okay, we got to get over to the right before he can. Now I'm looking around, looking, where is he? I don't see him anywhere, so he's behind me. But then I pick him up over on the left, pull out so he can't pinch me in too tight. And hold on. Now I just got to be clean through here. That's probably good enough. I'm looking over, I don't see him beside me. There's the checkered. Boom. Second place. Now it's true, some of the best racers were not there this weekend, but some of them were. And regardless, I think that had to have been my best driving so far. Almost to the point where if the stars align, I could maybe imagine winning one of these someday. But for now, I am very happy with the hard-fought second step on the podium, and always looking forward to the next one. Maybe that'll be the one. Hopefully I'll see you there.